So if you guys just watched my review for Dumb and Dumber 2, I'm just going to give you guys a forewarning. My review for The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 isn't going to be much different from that review, so have a good time watching this video, I guess. So The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 is finally in theaters. It feels like it was only a year ago when we saw Catching Fire, and it was only a year ago, and I really enjoyed Catching Fire. I thought it was a really good movie. I wasn't a big fan of the first Hunger Games film. I kind of really disliked it, but I thought Catching Fire was pretty good, and I really enjoyed that movie, especially for Seymour Hoffman. And now we are on Mockingjay Part 1, and I'll tell you guys the worst thing about the title for this movie, the Part 1. My question is, why did this movie need to be broken into two parts? Because let me be honest with you guys, nothing at all happened in this movie. In Mockingjay Part 1, it's 2 hours and 6 minutes long. They accomplish almost nothing. The only time they get anything done in this movie is literally the last 10 minutes, and it's not even that big of a deal. This movie is a complete setup. It's like a trailer almost for Mockingjay Part 2, and I know exactly why they needed to break it into two parts. They did it to make money, and this movie made like $123 million this weekend. I just censored myself right there, and it really irks me. It pisses me off, because Mockingjay, when I was watching it, I wasn't bored. It's 2 hours long. It's kind of a long movie, but I wasn't bored with it. Like, I wasn't like, oh my god, get me out of the theater. I was just watching it, and I was like, what the hell is even happening? It's not like it's hard to comprehend, it's just that they don't do anything in the entire movie. I'm actually so pissed off about this movie, and I wasn't looking forward to it or anything, because I wasn't a big fan of the first Hunger Games, and I liked Catching Fire, but I'm not like some fan of Hunger Games. I could care less about the whole series, but going into it, I was just like, you know, it might be good, I like the other one, you know, but it sucked. They didn't do anything. Literally, the whole entire movie, Jennifer Lawrence, or Katniss, is crying about everything, and she's just kind of like lost, and Seymour Hoffman, and now, what's her name? She's in Don John. Why can't I remember her name? She's going to be in Still Alice. Julianne Moore. Julianne Moore is kind of like the leader of the rebellion, other than Katniss, of course. She's like the president or something. And literally, the whole entire movie is Julianne Moore and Seymour Hoffman trying to like get Katniss back in the game, not in the Hunger Games, but kind of get her head back in the game and help her become the leader of the rebellion. And they're also trying to figure out how to save Peeta. That's literally all that happens in this movie. They just sit in a bunker and discuss for 2 hours and BS the entire time. Nothing happens. They could have cut this whole entire movie down to 30 minutes and then just tacked it on in the beginning of the second Mockingjay. It really pisses me off. Another thing is, I'm just really sick of these characters. It's so melodramatic. I'm sick of the way they act and just the way that they are. I'm so sick of them. The only two likable people in this movie, I guess three, are Gale, played by Liam Hemsworth. I don't know the guy's name, but Seymour Hoffman's character and Julianne Moore's character, I guess, is likable too, but everyone else in this movie, I just want to punch them all right in the gut, because every other character just snivels and whines about everything just like me in this review, and it drove me nuts. I'm so fed up with Katniss's shit. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of it. And going into Mockingjay Part 2, let me just say this. I hope it's more fucking entertaining. I really do, because this movie really stunk. This movie was horrible. It's a complete waste of time. They only made it to get money, and it really ticks me off, and I'm just sick of all the characters. And Josh Hutcherson's character in this movie, Peeta Mellark, was, I mean, I haven't read the third book. I read the first two books, but it just made me so mad, this movie. I really did not like The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I think it's a real piece of shit. I'm gonna give it 1 out of 5 stars. I really didn't enjoy it. It just pisses me off. I'm just so angered that this movie was made. It should have been just one like 2.5-ish hour movie, maybe 2 hours and 20 minutes long. It should not be split into two 2-hour movies. It's bullshit. So yeah, that's my review. This is lukemick signing off. Please subscribe. If you guys have time, go watch Birdman or Whiplash or something like that, because those movies deserve your money and your time way more than The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. Have a wonderful day, everybody.